And good evening and welcome to Pitbull Stadium in Miami for tonight's Prinx Tires USL Cup Round 2 group stage match. It is Miami FC squaring off with FC Naples. Good evening to all with Ryan Davis. I'm David Gascon. Thank you for joining us here on a fine and glorious Wednesday night. Ryan, we jump into the Prinx Tires USL Cup. The Cup summary itself breaks it down a couple different ways. Each club's going to have 4 group stage matches, 2 home, 2 away, with localized groups. And if the teams or the games are still tied at the end of regulation, they'll proceed to a penalty shootout. Point system is a little bit different as well. I
love it. It's a sprint right from the start. You only have 4 matches. Like you said, only the top team gets through. There's no room for error. And I love the penalties after 90 minutes. It makes it so interesting.
Of course you do. Group 7, this is how we break it down. Tampa Bay, Miami, FC Naples, Sporting Jackson, and Sarasota. Miami played just a few days ago. FC Naples is leaving the station tonight.
And you know what? Just going back to the World Cup thing, they're all geographic rivalries, which makes it that much more interesting. But I tell you what, Miami, that 1-0 win over Jacksonville, they now come into this match, David, on feeling good about themselves, getting that ball in the back of the net. It's their first goal in 4 matches. They're starting to get confidence.
Yeah, they've had a trying couple of weeks, but getting themselves on the board against Sporting Jackson, 1-0 victory. Arnie Rocha, the game-winning goal, the difference maker in that one. And for Gaston Madoni's troops, they just want to play better ball.
Yeah, and they're slowly but surely starting to find their rhythm and starting to know each other. Arnie Rocha, of course, he leads the line with 2 goals, 2 assists. But I tell you what, this Miami team is starting to create chances and starting to convert.
FC Naples, what do they need to do here tonight? This is a League One team going up a higher tier.
You want to stretch this game out as long as possible. You don't want to concede much in the first half. Get it into the second half and throw things against the wall with the last 20 minutes to go.
These 2 teams have only played once. It was last year. Miami was triumphant in the 3-2 victory. Coming up on this side, we'll get to the starting 11 and first touch. It's FC Naples, Miami FC coming at you next.
Avianca is ready for takeoff. Miami FC brings extraordinary passion to every match, and we take it further, connecting the city to 80+ destinations across the Americas and Europe. Because chasing the extraordinary takes the right partner. Avianca, the sky belongs to all of us.
Dealing with pressure is never easy. But pressure is part of the game too. When everything is in your hands, become your own hero.
This week on USL All Access, we talk about the turnaround in form for Brooklyn FC and how the change in results should come as no surprise. Match day 1 of USL Prinx Tires Cup kicked off on the weekend. Who are the biggest winners and losers, and what trend has emerged that can already show us who this year's finalists are going to be?
You'll see it SiriusXM FC or the USL YouTube page every Tuesday night.
Prinx Tires is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Built for practical performance in the long haul, Prinx delivers reliability for everyday drivers just like you. Visit PrinxTireUSA.com to learn more. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Avianca, Baptist Health, Macron, and Cook Unity. Live here from Pitbull Stadium, a 4-3-3 deployment tonight for Miami FC, led by head coach Gaston Madoni. On the back line, Alessandro Malesi, the defender, he's played a critical part for this squad.
I love how he plays. He plays like an old-fashioned Italian wing back. He goes up on that left-hand side, and the formation quickly turns into 3-4-3 to support Diallo, Rocha, and Lucaria.
For FC Naples and head coach Matt Pullen's a 4-3-3 deployment. Chris Garcia at the top of the board. He leads the team in goals. He's been dynamic.
Absolutely. He's going to pull out wide to the right. Backsean, who's very much a target forward, could score from service from the right-hand side. And Ferrin, absolute pace on that left-hand side. So they're going to compact, defend, and go out wide and counter. This Naples team can be very, very dangerous if they get the ball to Garcia and Ferrin early and often.
When we spoke to head coach Matt Pullen a few days ago for FC Naples, he was speaking glowingly of Chris Garcia, and for good reason. He can fill it up. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists this year. It's one of the top scoring teams in League One, but they go as he goes.
And he's also provided the most crosses in the league so far. So he loves to provide service from that right-hand side. He's very much a sharer. And what about quality? When he does get in and around the 18-yard box, like you mentioned, 3 goals already this season, he can finish, which makes him a two-way player and so hard to defend.
FC Naples will be in the dark kits tonight. Miami FC in the aqua kits. They'll be going from left to right on your screen. Elvis Osmanovic is our lead official tonight in the center of the park. Temperatures right now, a comfortable 80 degrees. Don't get used to it, Ryan. It will get hot here in probably another 30 or 45 days. This match is underway, and so are we from Pitbull Stadium.
Again, they go out wide first thing, looking for their wingers, either Garcia or Ferrin.
Mason Tunbridge back amongst the regulars. Picked up a red card a couple weeks ago against San Antonio. Was missing in action. Bad ball here, that's taken away. Torres able to clear it.
What I love about Tunbridge, and Coach Gasson tells us, he's going to join the front 3 on every given opportunity. He has that number 10 on his back, and he plays like a number 10. He can shoot and score. He can create set pieces, the whole 9 yards.
Easy takeaway for Ferrin, but give it right back. Tunbridge out wide. Mason will do a lot of handling with the ball and maneuver, setting up teammates. This will be a corner kick for Miami FC. First one of the night.
He's so creative, Tunbridge, and on that left foot, it's hard for the defenders to either get on his right or his left. He can go either way.
Miami so far this year, up and down and somewhere in between. 2 victories, 2 losses, and 3 draws.
But the good news is they are creating chances, but converting chances is still the hardest thing to do in this sport.
Musto with the corner. Low trajectory, not his best service. And even on the volley, that one was missed. Miami will hold possession for it.
Speaking of possession, that's exactly what Coach Gasson wants. He did so against Jacksonville, and he wants to do so at home tonight. They want to rule the roost at home.
A little bit of a tie up there. You saw getting in the middle of all of that was Njai.
Njai, known as a defensive midfielder. Of course, Musto is there today. He has to play right back or right center back this season. And as a footballer, he doesn't mind. You can play multiple positions. But he is a dynamic ball winner. Whoa.
Anything and everything can happen. This is a level up for FC Naples, jumping up, going from USL League One to USL Championship. That does not mean it's a walk in the park for Miami.
And that's the beauty of the cup on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, it certainly is the beauty. How about this in the rush? See Naples showing some signs here. O'Connor had it for a moment, lost it. Miami had a trying time last year against Georgia Tormenta. Had a league action. O'Connor tries to glide this through, and he successfully does. Maneuvering around Bachstein. Far side official. Right, you're not like the ruling.
I tell you what, Miami will let off the hook. Bachstein did a great job just to get your QB off balance. Look at this. It's shoulder to shoulder right here. That is not a foul. Shoulder to shoulder in this sport is fair game.
Yeah, just a simple case where Bachstein's a little bit bigger and stronger than Tulu, and he overpowered him, and the end result was, I guess, too much bullying.
Rubbing is racing in Daytona 500, shoulder to shoulder, is okay in this sport.
That's not bad. Giving a little shout out to Days of Thunder.
That's right. Rubbing is racing.
The late great Robert Duvall, who said that to Tom Cruise, who was known as Cole Trickle then.
Whoa.
Delicate ball here. Garcia couldn't pick it up. See if the sun has any kind of impact on the keepers this evening as the sun continues to set. Probably set in about 30 to 45 minutes from now. For the time being, well, the keepers are going to have their hands full with a little bit of brightness. Delgado looking for Locadia. Prime spot with the left foot. Didn't have a proper angle on it.
Well, they form such nice triangles when they get close, Miami. When the lines get close together, they form little triangles. And it's a lovely ball through. Locadia brings it down. The big target man from Curacao. Have to convert that, David. Got to put that on target. Make the keeper save.
For all the success that FC Naples has had, it's their ability to put the ball in the back of the net. Garcia with 3 goals to lead the team, 3 helpers. But they also shut people down. They have 4 clean sheets on the year in USL League One. That's tops. Their League One record, 4-1-2. Their overall record this year, 6 up, a couple down, and 2 draws.
You know, if they caught Miami last week, it'd be one thing, coming off of 2 draws and a loss to Phoenix. But that little win against Jacksonville on Saturday, David, goes a long way into today's match.
Tunbridge, shoulder off that ball. So you think last week Miami was primed for an upset, but today, not so much.
Not so much. When you see that ball get into the back of the net, like it did against Jacksonville, that feel-good feeling of 3 points, it starts to carry over into the next match. Confidence is such a heck of a thing in sports.
Definitely is. Miami beat them last year, FC Naples 1-0. So they're trying to carry it over into a brand new year. Miami right now, bottom of the food chain amongst the playoff contenders in the Eastern Conference. This ball played through, spearheaded, and Rocha elevates on this ball, but the header misses the mark.
Well, the man in form couldn't convert it, but the man who provided it, Tunbridge, again, trying to get the ball behind that back line, always asking the question, always trying to get Miami on the front foot. Oof.
Nice takeaway here from Rocha. Rocha pivot, looking for a seam, has his man, wide open net, Locadia, and they're going to wave it off. Look good in real time.
David, it all started with the pressure, though. This Miami team is hunting in packs. Rocha pickpocketed his man. All of a sudden, he has Locadia flat, dead red. Great job by Locadia, but just jumped the gun by half a second.
And you look back at that, Rocha could have pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Would have been better served anyway.
But it was all about the defensive pressure to win the ball back in a dangerous spot right here. Again. Oof.
Miami's been tenacious on pressure. That was one of the things that head coach Matt Pullen had mentioned to us. He thought there'd be moments in this match where he'd have to play 4 or maybe sometimes 5 through the back, just because of the pressure that Miami was going to deliver to them tonight.
And I think that's a great idea, because don't forget, those wing backs are going to give you that width to get the ball out wide when you're trying to maneuver the ball through the midfield.
Pretty good English on that ball from Tunbridge. Romero out wide, tries to skip it across. Nobody gets it back, and he'll wait. And this will be a throw-in for Miami. Romero. Trap. And Jai, who gave it up, peels this thing all the way back. Knutson.
And this is how committed they are to having possession.
Tulu. Good ball here. Outside, Romero looking for a seam. Lofted it up, the header! They score! Well, it's the man we highlighted to open up the broadcast. Arnie Rocha's on the board in the 9th minute. Miami leads 1-0.
The speed of play in the attacking third is what's so impressive with this Miami team. We talked about the confidence coming from that Jacksonville match. Well, it's coming right into Pitbull Stadium tonight. Little 1-2s, give and goes, third man ball, and Romero puts this ball on a platter. He gives it, he gets it back, and look at this one-time pass to the last post. And Rocha doing what a striker should, showing up, and the technique to head it down. Cannot go understated, David. Good ball in, he nods it down. Good morning, 1-0.
The alarming part to what Matt Pullen had mentioned with his team going into tonight's match, because he feels confident about his group, is that he feels they are undersized on the back line. Undersized in terms of height, not weight. It was eerily apparent there. Rocha on the board, Miami leading 1-0. So back-to-back matches that Rocha's on the board for Miami FC. And frankly, you're looking at a match that's been relatively easy for Miami.
And just to go back to your back line for the Naples, Master Antonio and Yoder are very much passing centre-backs. They're good with the ball at their feet. Not exactly big, strong, hunking centre-backs defend the balls in the air. So I think you're right. Naples can be susceptible to crosses.
Sias, who gave it up. Not even called Chris Garcia's numbered yet for FC Naples. Rocha trying to get away from some trouble. Lucati on a run, and he will be flagged being offside. He's asking those questions, I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's still not fit though. He's coming back from injury, and as a result, he's trying to jump the gun to get in front of the defender. Doesn't have that natural pace or that natural first gear, let's say, to get past the defender.
Rocha in the 9th minute, Romero with the helper on it. Twice now, Arnie Rocha scored here in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Last week against Sporting Jackson, now here tonight against FC Naples.
You know, talking with Coach Gaston before this match, I brought up, I said, Coach, how come you only had 1 goal in the last 3 matches? He said, yeah, but we've only conceded 3 goals, and that all came in 1 match, Ryan, against Phoenix. So they've actually been excellent defensively over the last 4 matches.
You hope that that 1 match is just an aberration, but you've looked at the body of work for Miami this year. They got beat by Phoenix a few weeks ago 3-0 and got dumped by Lou City in week 1 4-1. So they've had moments where they've not only surrendered, but they've been leaky, flat out leaky.
Yeah. I tell you what though, the fact that Naples conceded so early just goes against everything that Coach Matt Pullen had in mind.
Tunbridge, open space! Oh, and he nets it! Mason Tunbridge with an absolute missile from the right side, pockets his first, and it's 2-0 Miami.
Well, his coach can't stop talking about him, Tunbridge. And he turns this Naples defense inside out. Look at the composure he has. And boys, he's celebrating it. That feel-good moment when you score a heck of a goal like that. Lucadio started off, but look at him. He's using the runners as decoys. As everyone backs off, he gets on that left foot. And look at the technique. Just curls it in like Aaron Robin from Holland way back when. You know the wasps, they were up in the top corner, they're all gone now, David. The wasp nest is now cleared out, thanks to Tunbridge. So now the ground staff doesn't have to take care of it.
A beautiful maneuver by Mason Tunbridge. And he could have walked down Broadway.
Yeah.
That was the kind of resistance that he received here from FC Naples. And this is an alarming part. Matt Pullen had mentioned to us that there have been times throughout the season where his team is ready to go from the opening kickoff, and there's other times where they wait until they get punched in the mouth. Well, I say Miami's landed a couple haymakers.
Yeah, it's only going to get harder though, because Miami is full of ball handlers. They're going to start controlling proceedings even when Naples try to push forward. So when Miami gets the ball, they're going to slow it down, invite Naples forward, and then get behind them.
Time for a Cook Unity corner kick. First one of the night for FC Naples. Romero just looking around. O'Connor here bends it through. That looked to be trouble for Miami. Locadia on the intercept. Rocha overplayed his hand. Still holds on to it. Match is just underway. Rocha started the scoring. Mason Tunbridge piggybacked off his efforts.
When Romero got the ball just now, you heard the cries from the sideline, keep it, keep it. Again, trying to get back to their MO in possessing the ball, make Naples come on to them, and then get behind that back line.
Ball was not held in. Well, we get a minute. USL on the CBS Sports Networks kicks off the month of May with a championship clash between Eastern Conference powerhouses, Detroit City FC, taking on Lou City FC at 6 p.m. Eastern on May 2nd. Catch all the action on the CBS Sports Network. May 2nd, that's
Saturday.
That's 3 days from now.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna start hearing jingle bells in a few months. Christmas is right around the corner.
Can't wait.
It goes so fast, this soccer season.
It really does. Especially when we have cup games on a Wednesday.
That's right.
League games on a Saturday.
US Open Cup.
Yep. World Cup coming around.
That's right. You get your tan on. You're gonna be a busy man.
I'm gonna have to get my tan going. You're right.
Room. Whew.
Wow.
But it is a loaded summer. It's gonna be a fantastic 3 or 4 month sprint to the finish line.
I mean, tonight is the CONCACAF Champions Cup semifinals. LAFC's in it. I believe it's against Toluca.
Ball goes a little too long for Njai. Matt Poland.
Well, you can't be impressed. Came in here with such big expectations, and to have this man turn things around or turn them inside out. Now they're going uphill in against a very confident Miami team who's playing at home after winning on the road.
Steal here from Rocha, looking for a brace. Rocha tees one up. That one misses the net entirely.
Yeah, he just snatched at it, Rocha. He did everything right leading up to the shot. But once he hurried the shot, he spliced it. Kind of like my golf drive.
There's Gaston Madoni, 51 years of age, the Argentine skipper. Second full season as head coach of Miami.
But Locadia was put through by Rocha just a little while ago from Rocha coming back and winning the ball in that vicinity.
Delgado, bad giveaway here. Rocha's on it. Outside the drive, Locadia pulls it. Oh, and he just misses the mark. Good stop by Delgado to get the left hand up.
Well, Naples is a very brave team. They're trying to play out at the back, keep the ball on the ground. I think Miami had a golden opportunity with Musso stealing the ball. And instead of having a shot, he was very unselfish to pass it to Rocha. In the end, Locadia got a shot off, but it was Musso right there winning the ball. And I thought he kind of took the window closed after he passed the ball to Rocha. But again, getting the best out of Delgado.
Miami continue to play downhill. They have had relentless pressure. Romero, he might look for goal, and he does! Oh, grab some woodwork. Rocha and Jai, the rebound is kicked in. And Jai bangs that home. It is all Miami FC. The floodgates are wide open.
Well, golazo is the call, but it all starts with the shot. Romero, who set up Rocha for that first goal to get them going, he comes in on his left foot, right here. Just buys himself some time. Look at this technique. A grounder, hits the post, and there's Njai. Gets their first rebound, and Naples left wanting at the back, David. They're the last to react. And I tell you what, they look completely shell-shocked in Pitbull Stadium tonight.
Yeah, if you're goalkeeper Edward Delgado, you're probably looking for somewhere to hide.
Absolutely, and you want your defenders to get there first. There's no way that NJ should get there. Look at the Naples defenders stand and watch.
Delgado and FC Naples have been ambushed.
All right, well, it's time to stop the bleeding. You're not going to get three. You're not going to get 3 goals back with 1 pass. So you slow things down. You start to move the ball from side to side, get everyone a touch on the Naples team, get some confidence flowing, and then start to move forward. Right now, they're in complete shambles, and Miami is licking their chops and looking for goal number 4.
If you're FC Naples right now, you're either looking to hop
Slow
on
it
the
down.
bus and get out of town, or you're looking for Mother Nature to have some kind of influence in this match.
What's the old saying? Pin me, pay me?
That's right. 3 goals within an 18-minute span. In fact, you want to get more specific, 3 goals in a 9-minute span. O'Connor lofts this ball up into the 18. And that should go to Miami, and it does. A horrendous start for FC Naples.
I mean, if you're Coach Poland, I mean, where do you begin? First of all, defensively, you have to become more sound than that, just to stop the bleeding. And then you have to start maneuvering the ball through midfield to your forward line. Well, this press works out pretty well. Now they can push some dark blue shirts forward.
So we'll see if this means anything for FC Naples. Trying to grab any kind of presence. This one airmailed.
Well, because of their vigor in pressing, that means Room is going to have to try and go long. Or is Coach Gaston going to insist that they play out to the back? With a 3-goal cushion, why not?
Miami's challenges this year have not been between the sticks. It's been the defending and then the sporadic offense. But tonight, absolutely no problem. 3 goals scored here tonight by Miami. And Jai with one of them. Rocha picking up his second of the Prinx Tires USL Cup.
I tell you what.
Mason Tunbridge the other.
And he starts to tell this story too. 7 total shots already. And we're just about hitting the 20-minute mark. I mean, 8 touches into the opposition's box. I mean, they're having a field day.
Jai tried swinging it over to the left-hand side. Miami and FC Naples now falling it against each other. Just outside, now swung over on the left-hand side. Farron trying to grab the corner, he does. Crosses it over, wide open net, and a goal line stop by Tulu. Oh my.
Well, the concern coming into this match was the wide players. Ferrin gets to the byline, does a great job to get past his marker and puts the ball right into that corridor of uncertainty. And Naples really should have converted. I have to say, desperate defending though by Miami. Here's Ferrin again, stopping, starting, leaves Njai in the dust. Look at this ball right across the face of the goal and desperately defending by Yakubu.
Good play by Tulu just to hold his ground with Room vacating his spot. He hit a square up to the shooter anyway. And Tulu, like he has done throughout his professional career in the backline defense for his keeper. .23rd minute, and Miami is on a roll. They have hammered FC Naples, and they are not relenting. Jai. Musto.
Now they're just slowing the pace down. Understand that Naples are up against it. They're going to have to come forward, commit numbers with the press. Miami just wants to go over the top here and try to get behind that back line through their target man, Lucadia. But David, it happens one tackle at a time, one pass at a time. You can't get everything back in one sequence.
But you must bury your opportunities. Played off of it for a second by Tulu, open for a moment, and Garcia could not corral it.
Well, he had Tulu coming right on top of him, Garcia, and he just hurried his shot. But again, that was encouraging by Naples. Just getting right inside the 18-yard box, a good field position, good location.
Just trying to get away from some trouble. Bad giveaway. Farron, open slot, right-hand side. Hochstein couldn't settle it down. O'Connor here. O'Connor looking for some reinforcements. Good buzz. Cisneros. Cisneros couldn't manage it. Well, it does have some backspin to it. Now Room will gobble it up. Well, I get a minute. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN. Nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings.
That's his second time Rocha's given away the ball in the last 120 seconds. Just losing concentration right now, the Miami players being up 3-0.
There will be a sense of taking the foot off the gas if you are Miami. But you'll have some players that'll have eyes wide open because it's turned into a stat-stuffing match.
Yeah, and there's going to be space behind that backline for Naples.
Professional foul, and it will render a yellow card. Knutson will pick it up.
Well, he didn't even look behind. He was well beaten on the inside. Garcia, the danger man again, gets past him with the first touch. Beautifully played by the right winger. That's why he's so dangerous. The first touch sets up the pass, sets up the dribble, or sets up the shot.
FC Naples playing in their second professional season. One of the more impressive sides so far this year in USL League One. Through 7 games during the regular season, the top mark in League One. 14 points. Garcia will take this free kick. Garcia has 3 on the left-hand side, make it 4. But we'll see how he pegs this. Not a great ball. Miami will intercept. Lalo Delgado, he's been miffed so far. 3 goals against him. Leads League One with 4 clean sheets, but he has had absolutely no support here tonight. And then offensively, Chris Garcia hasn't manufactured any kind of offense for FC Naples.
Beautiful ball.
Romero waiting for the settle. Njai. Gap closes quickly. Romero tries his luck again. Locadia's turn as he elevates but misses.
So Locadia was on the end of the cross, but he was the one that started the play. He's the one that switched it over the diagonal ball to Romero to give him that width, to get the ball to Njai and back to Locadia. So that's how instrumental Locadia is as that hold-up guy, that target player.
Well, stats and highlights around the corner when we get to break. Lots of action tonight. Miami has been impressive. Scoring the first goal tonight was Rocha in the 9th minute. His second so far, Prinx Tires USL Cup. Garcia trying to find an open crease. He does. Farron, who gave it up. Garcia looking for a window, a second crack. No, Tulu closes it down. That shot's blocked.
Well, you get a chance to see how talented the front 3 is of this Naples team with Ferrin and Garcia and Backstein. But Miami doing a great job staying compact, not allowing them to come through the middle. If they want to get any space, they're going to have to come through the sides.
Torres was the one that had the shot that was blocked. Garcia will try his luck, no chance.
Well, he's kicking the bricks right now, Garcia, but I tell you what, in the last 10 minutes, he's become so involved that he's starting to peg this Miami team onto their back foot. And like we mentioned, it just starts with the little things, David, to try and get yourself back in the game. Let's talk about that Tunbridge goal, though. Absolute beauty at the far post.
Yeah, it's one of the goals that will look tonight at half. Tunbridge earmarked that left-hand corner, and Delgado had 0 chance on it. Volley back. And that will be a foul. Unless he acknowledges that.
So often in this setup, it's a 4-3-3 on paper. But Melesi will pull out wide as a left wing back, and so too Romero. So it quickly turns into a 3-4-3 with Njai, Knutson, and Tulu being the 3 center backs for Miami.
Well, Matt Pullen had something when he mentioned that he was going to go with 5 in the back tonight. Did not do it to start, and his team has suffered because of it.
A little late now. And now you have Miami like a shark in Miami Beach.
Something completely out of the ordinary for Miami. They've had a easy first half. You'd never say that about a Miami side so far.
You sound like a Red Sox fan.
Do I?
You do. You know, when you kick in the bricks, even though the team is doing well, you know, that's sort of, well, we can never get it right.
Garcia, nice pivot. Garcia.
Oh, lovely.
Farron, out wide, left wing. Garcia back to his toes.
Oh.
Headed in goal, and it makes it count. It's 3-1. Bachstein on the board, so is FC Naples. They cut the deficit down to 2.
Well, they've been knocking on the door for the last 10 minutes, pushing Miami all the way back. And now they pinned the Miami into their own 18-yard box, but the delivery was spot on, and Bachstein's header had to match the pass. Here's Garcia in the thick of things, buying time. Ferrin. And this is because of Garcia's ability to buy so much time for players. And look at this header. He had so much to do, David. Game on, 3-1.
They're not out of the woods yet, but if they score a second goal, watch out.
You were saying something about an easy first half?
Still 3-1. FC Naples gets themselves on the board.
I think when you score 3 goals so quickly, I mean, these guys are only human. After 20 minutes, you have 3-0. You're going to take the foot off the gas. But there's so much time left for the other team to start working their way into the match that even if they score, Miami has to have the ability to stop the momentum and get the ball back and get the game back in control. Look at that turn.
They have not had any kind of offensive rhythm since that third goal was scored. So if you're Gasta Madoni, you're trying to reignite your club after scoring a third goal, but then surrendering one. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the list. Special Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Tunbridge through Locadia. Oh, he had him, but it skipped over his right leg. Locadia trying to turn. Rocha. Looked like it was through a screen as Romero had lost it. Tunbridge. Melesi. And a pivot. He does. Right foot tries to push it through to Rocha. No such luck.
Just looking at Garcia coming all the way back to pick up his defensive responsibilities. He is running his socks off the number 11. I think this Naples team is starting to feel good about themselves. Everyone's starting to look a lot more composed.
It took him 20 minutes to grow into the match.
And 3 goals. And concede 3 goals later.
But to their credit, they've woken up.
Yeah.
They have clawed one back. And they'll have a full half to add to their tally. But of course, easier said than done. And for Gasta Madoni, the other element in all this is that Miami plays on Saturday. They play Brooklyn on Saturday, so there'll be time tonight where Miami will have some reserves that'll come in. And it's no disrespect, but regular season action is of
Yeah.
great significance.
Especially a team that didn't make the playoffs last year. Want to get back in that mix. They want to be back in that conversation in the USL East.
Good push. Rocha. Rocha again. And Jai. Both players have scored tonight. Tunbridge sandwiched in between. And Jai just settling it down for Rocha. This is more composed than what Miami had done the first 20 minutes of the match when they scored their 3 goals. And FC Naples has pretty much packed it in. They cannot surrender another goal, FC Naples.
Miami's right at home here, though, with the ball at their feet. Naples sitting now in a mid-block. But the blue shirts are all ball handlers. Look at them switch sides with ease. I mean, Coach Gaston has this team humming at the moment. I know they had a rocky road, but that 1-0 win again on Saturday has gotten them back on track.
Ball skipping around, and Miami just trying to hold possession still, and they do. And Jai Musto. Another valiant effort here. And now Miami trying to add more. Diallo tries to puncture that one through, no luck. Delgado will swallow it up. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. FC Naples, top dog right now in USL League One. They're the first expansion team in League One in history to reach the postseason and host a playoff game. They did so last year in their inaugural year. Now what do they do for an encore? They reached the semifinals in 2025, but different year, different beast, different personnel. Chris Garcia, who came from Real Salt Lake's academy. Real Salt Lake Academy, made his MLS debut with the organization. He went to Sweden, played ball in El Paso, Austin FC, and Ford Madison, so he's been all over the map. He's at the ripe old age of 23, so he still has a long career in front of him.
This is Delgado?
No, talking about Garcia.
Oh, Garcia. What an opportunity, though, to get a chance to go to Europe and, you know, see another culture, see the way the game is played over there, then bring that back to the U.S. and continue to, you know, master your craft.
Experience the food,
Yeah.
the cuisine, the atmosphere, the passion.
The lack of sunlight.
I don't know. It depends on where you're going. Portugal, Spain.
Well, he went to Sweden, so that's what I
Yeah.
was saying. Yeah.
Well,
Hope you pack a jacket.
it's true.
But still, it's supposed to be absolutely beautiful in Sweden and Norway.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Contact here. Musto with a common foul, though.
Well, Musto is the cog in the engine for this Miami team. And Naples do a good job to try and get right down his throat. And now he has to put the tackle in. Now it's an awkward position, David. It's too close to get the ball up and over for backside to run onto it. And it's too far for a shot. There they are taking on Musto, and once you get him tackling, that's good news.
Garcia will take this. Room looking on. That's exactly where they go with this. O'Connor and...
I mean, you want to get it by that penalty spot right there in your screen, or just past your screen now. But the left foot is going to try to bend it backwards. If it's Garcia, he's going to put it right towards room and have backside just get a touch onto it.
Garcia will take it, bends this ball into the right side, just missing on it. It's a valiant look, though, by FC Naples, and just a hair off the mark.
Good delivery. Mastrantano.
The people order delivery like they're made of money. That's why they subscribe to CookUnity, where the chefs deliver gourmet meals at affordable prices. Because the people aren't made of money. CookUnity, chefs to the people.
Back to the action here. Connor and Room in the middle of all this.
And all this is happening with Naples preventing a counterattack. They've been bossing the play for the last 15 minutes. They have a goal to show for it. And still, they've avoided Miami getting on the ball and creating a counter.
Be a corner kick here for FC Naples. They haven't had many here tonight. Elvis Osmanovic saying, wait for me, to Garcia. Garcia, pretty good ball towards the near post, but it's headed away by Locadia. Locadia will get it back. Looked like an illegal touch. That's exactly the case.
Tell you what, I think Miami kind of got out of jail there. Excellent press again by Naples. They sort of expected the counterattack, so when they gave the ball away, they immediately corralled onto Miami. And yes, it hit the defender's hand, but they were about to steal the ball in a very, very vulnerable position.
Good ball, Njai, courtesy Locadia. What does he do with it? Njai, Diallo. Left foot towards the left-hand side, and Tunbridge ran out of real estate. Delgado will keep it, though. Can't watch the match? Well, turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
Looks like Diallo and Rocha have switched sides. Diallo now on this right-hand side, inverted wing up. That means he gets to look inside with his left foot, while Rocha looks inside with his right.
It's peeled all the way back, 42nd minute. Now go right back to FC Naples.
Well, it's always going to be awkward for centre-backs when the ball is bouncing, and Diallo doing a great job and just peppering the centre-backs.
Stats and highlights right around the corner. Miami with 3 goals tonight. Rocha, Tunbridge, and Njai all getting it done. Locadia here. Tie up. Bachstein able to get one back for FC Naples, but they need a lot more help from him.
Locadia is such a good hold-up player. He had Yoda on his back, and Yoda had literally had to tug him out of the way with his shirt because he couldn't even see the ball. The big Curacao centre forward is magnetic when the ball is at his feet.
Musto.
Between Knutson and Locadia, that has to be the main target.
Musto towards the left-hand side, but nobody in the aqua colors for Miami was even around. I mean, a solid position to close out this first half strong. Only been caught twice or once tonight. eFootball's here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play, so download it now. Locadia. Bad ball, didn't get any lift on it.
David, you know why I love eFootball?
Why?
Because you can literally download and use the USL uniforms. You can play as Miami FC. Like, you gather your team, you build your team, and you can use Miami FC's uniform as your uniform.
Does that mean that you create yourself as a player?
I wouldn't go that far, but you can build, you literally you buy players on the market, you know?
All right.
Yeah, like actual players. And you could use, you know, like Tampa Bay Rowdies, Miami FC, Louisville. It's kind of cool.
Gaming is game.
Oh, yeah.
Truly all the way back. Room. And Jai. 19 total shots in this first half for both teams combined. FC Naples with 10. Miami with 9. Miami has 4 shots on goal. 3 of them obviously have found the back of the net. 2 minutes of added time. Miami dominating possession 64% to 36. So everything they have on the board tonight is well earned and deserved.
And what they've done with that possession has been split. Oh, what a lead by Tunbridge.
Quick touch, Tunbridge alluding to nice move, trying to dribble around a third. Maybe too much hero ball there.
More like street ball from the back streets of London. Tell you what, that was beautiful by Tunbridge.
Rocha, who's down.
Has to be the last player that Coach Gaston wants to see on the floor. The man in form scored the first goal tonight. Also has some assists under his belt. And his work rate when they don't have the ball is second to no one on this Miami team.
Don't start that. Don't start. Don't start because you're going to go. You'll go. Don't talk about the last game. No. Coach, this is your warning. This is your warning. This is your official warning. No more. Coach your team. No more. I don't want to hear any more about it. I don't want to hear any more about it. Stop.
Courtesy of a hot microphone, our 4th official. It's the work here tonight. Romero setting up Rocha, who scored the game's first goal in the 9th minute.
The beauty of that goal is the passing that sets up Romero. It was so quick in the last third. And it just showed the confidence Miami had, or has, coming into this match.
Matt Poland clearly frustrated. And for good reason, his team's been a bit beat up. Rocha coming off the pitch.
Cries from the sideline. Formation goes to a 4-4-1 while Rocha is getting treatment. Miami, because they're up 3-1, David, I just want to see out the half with a 2-goal lead. You can see these 2 lines of 4 very distinct on your screen.
Stats and highlights right around the corner. We'll have all that for you coming up next. Miami sitting pretty. And this ball goes to no man as it runs at a track. Elvis Osmanovic looking at his watch. Should do it here for this first half. There was only 2 minutes of added time.
And it's almost a tale of 2 halves in 1 half. Miami dominated the first 20 minutes. And Naples have crept right back in. Their expected goals, David, is 1.07 over Miami's 1.02.
And that will do it through 45 minutes of play. It was all Miami. FC Naples trying to make one first half interesting. They got a goal, but not enough. 45 down, Miami in control.
Yeah, speed of play in the last third, cracked this game wide open, and then Naples started to slowly work their way back into this match. And I think they have momentum going into the half, and maybe they could get something going early in the second half. Game on.
Arnie Rocha, his second goal of the Prinx Tires USL Cup, scored a couple days ago against Sporting Jackson, and one here tonight. Miami on the board frequently in the first half. They lead by a score of 3-1.
Avianca is ready for takeoff. Miami FC brings extraordinary passion to every match, and we take it further, connecting the city to 80+ destinations across the Americas and Europe. Because chasing the extraordinary takes the right partner. Avianca, the sky belongs to all of us.
Dealing with pressure is never easy. But pressure is part of the game too. When everything is in your hands, become your own hero.
Back here at the Macron halftime report from Pitbull Stadium, Miami in control over FC Naples by a score of 3-1. While we have a moment in time, time to take a look now at the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Everything that started before and now. Fellas, take it away.
When Hartford Athletics' Adrian Deespace scored in the 83rd minute against Rhode Island FC, it began a furious finish to the 2025 USL Cup group stage finales. Deespace's goal kept Hartford alive in the race to advance in the competition as a wild card. Less than 10 minutes later in Detroit, Matt Sheldon capped Detroit City's 3-0 win over Westchester SC, taking that wild card away from Hartford. Minutes later in Kentucky, Louisville City's Jake Morris scored twice in added time to defeat Lexington SC 2-1. Louisville was now the owner of the wild card, but not for long. Back in Pawtucket, Hartford outlasted Rhode Island in a penalty kick shootout. Hartford Athletic reclaimed the wild card spot that two other clubs held for mere minutes. So how did we get here? Well, after 4 group stage matches, Hartford Athletic and Louisville City were tied with 9 points. The first tiebreaker, total goals. Hartford scored 9, Louisville had 8. And that wild card spot launched Hartford's run to the USL Cup title. This year's Cup promises even more drama. 42 clubs in the USL Championship and League One will form 7 groups filled out by region. Each club will play 4 group matches, and when the dust settles, the 7 group winners will advance along with 1 wild card team, not 2 wild cards like last year. The remaining 8 clubs will be drawn into 4 quarterfinal matches with 1 stipulation. The wild card cannot be drawn against its group winner. The 4 quarterfinal winners will then be drawn for the semifinal round, with the two finalists drawn to determine the host for the Prinx Tires USL Cup Final.
This week on USL All Access, we talk about the turnaround in form for Brooklyn FC and how the change in results should come as no surprise. Match day one of USL Prinx Tires Cup kicked off on the weekend. Who are the biggest winners and losers, and what trend has emerged that can already show us who this year's finalists are going to be?
You'll see it SiriusXM FC or the USL YouTube page every Tuesday night.
It is halftime between Miami FC and FC Naples. We hope you're enjoying the match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio. Let's take a look at some of the headlines for the April USL Cup matches. Corpus Christi has not won a match yet in League One, but collected a very big opening cup win over Chattanooga Red Wolves. That 1-0 victory, the first ever win for Corpus Christi. Even better, it lands Corpus atop Group 3 after one match. In Group 4, Charleston Battery defeated Loudoun United 2-1, extending an incredible streak of 13 unbeaten against Loudoun. That streak dates back to October of 2019. Also in Group 4, Union Omaha defeated Indy 11 2-1. Just over a month ago, Omaha traveled to Indy and knocked the championship club out of the U.S. Open Cup. League One's won Knoxville, took the extra point from FC Tulsa in penalty kicks. It has won 3 straight penalty kick shootouts, including wins over DC United and Asheville City to advance in the U.S. Open Cup. Upcoming USL national broadcast Saturday, Detroit City hosts Louisville City. May 13th, AC Boise and FC Naples. Back to USL Cup play on the 16th with Richmond Kickers in Charleston. All 3 matches are on CBS Sports Network. Those are the USL headlines. We're getting closer to the second half. Let's get you back to South Florida.
This week on USL All Access, we talk about the turnaround in form for Brooklyn FC and how the change in results should come as no surprise. Match day one of USL Prinx Tires Cup kicked off on the weekend. Who are the biggest winners and losers, and what trend has emerged that can already show us who this year's finalists are going to be?
You'll see it SiriusXM FC or the USL YouTube page every Tuesday night.
Avianca is ready for takeoff. Miami FC brings extraordinary passion to every match, and we take it further, connecting the city to 80-plus destinations across the Americas and Europe. Because chasing the extraordinary takes the right partner. Avianca, the sky belongs to all of us.
And Macron halftime report is back. The Prinx Tires USL Cup featuring Miami FC and FC Naples. 45 minutes in the books. Home side with the 2-goal advantage. Take a look now at the out-of-town scores brought to you by Marriott Miami-Dade. Brooklyn, 3-0 triumph over the Cosmos. Richmond Kickers and Charlotte Independence. Charlotte victor there, 2-1. Birmingham and San Antonio playing to a scoreless draw. Vegas, the same thing with Boise. Monterey Bay and Oakland Roots tied 1-1. Now switching gears, get to the halftime update. Fellas, take it away.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Prinx tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinx tires will be there for the long haul.
This week on USL All Access, we talk about the turnaround in form for Brooklyn FC and how the change in results should come as no surprise. Match day 1 of USL Prinx Tires Cup kicked off on the weekend. Who are the biggest winners and losers, and what trend has emerged that can already show us who this year's finalists are going to be?
You'll see it SiriusXM FC or the USL YouTube page every Tuesday night.
Dealing with pressure is never easy. But pressure is part of the game too. When everything is in your hands, become your own hero.
Prinx Tires is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Built for practical performance in the long haul, Prinx delivers reliability for everyday drivers just like you. Visit PrinxTireUSA.com to learn more. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Avianca, Baptist Health, Macron, and Cook Unity. All right, first half highlights in this thing, Miami FC and FC Naples. It was all one-way traffic early on.
Yeah, they moved the ball so well in the last third. It was Romero with the give and go. He gets
Numbers in the first half. What do they tell you?
Well, Miami loves to possess the ball, and they're doing it at home, and they're doing well with the possession. They have 9 shots, but FC Naples comes roaring back. 10 shots, let's say 7 of those shots came into the last 15 minutes. They really started to dominate things. But I think this Miami team, so comfortable on the ball, can see this thing through with their possession in the second half.
So for Miami, what do you think Gaston Madoni told his troops before the start of the second half?
I think stay compact, keep the ball short, don't take any risky passes. When I say risky passes, side to side, 10 yards, 15-yard passes. Don't give the ball away in a very sensitive area. Make Naples beat you. Don't beat yourself if you're up 2 goals.
And for Matt Poland, he's going to make some changes, but how does he get his team within 1?
Well, I think they had momentum going into the halftime, so I think you continue exactly where you left off. However, with 15 minutes, I say 20 minutes to go, if the score doesn't change, then you're going to have to bring out some attacking substitutes and go for it.
Rocha will depart. Gerald Diaz will come in for him. It's the first change tonight for Miami FC. Substitutions brought to you by Baptist Health. FC Naples going to get some changes as well. Hudson Gay entering the fray. Jaden Struhmeyer's night is over with.
I think Hudson Gay gives them that extra pace on this right-hand side as they continue to hunt for goals.
Miami scored 9 minutes into the first half. In fact, their first 3 goals within the first 19 minutes. Tunbridge in the 12th and Jai in the 17th. Lightning quick.
Well, a little off the ball physicality between Njai and Backstein. Elvis is in the building and he's having a quick word with Njai.
Second half just got underway and it went to a slow pause. Like taking the air out. Locadia with a forceful hit.
Locadia is going to have the opportunity to play in the Men's World Cup this summer with Curacao. First time they've ever made it, and the big number 10 had a big part to do with it.
His teammate Eloy Room helped Curacao qualify for this year's World Cup.
Garcia again, twisting and turning. That first touch again, a little bit of spin. Looks like he fell over the ball though. Unlucky call for Malesi. But Garcia, I know Coach Poland was raving about him, but he's worth every penny of admission.
O'Connor and Garcia are next to it. And it looks like O'Connor will take this free kick.
Look for the runner towards the near post. Just be in between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot. Looks like O'Connor's going to drive this one with his left foot. And look for someone to touch it.
O'Connor tries to go for a goal. Room is there, and he'll eat it up.
Yeah, driving the ball towards the goalkeeper, hoping that somebody gets a deflection.
USL Championship has had a great deal of success against League One opponents. Coming into tonight's match, 27 victories, 8 losses, and 7 draws.
But you know what, David, you know what I think is awesome about this cup, though? It gives USL League Championship teams to get a good look at USL League One players. You look at someone like Garcia, the performance he's putting on tonight. I mean, you're going to have some GMs and presidents looking at this thing, guy, and saying, you know what? You look really good in my uniform next year.
All about those tryouts. An extended version of that, Romero.
And it creates so much rivalries too. The fact that they're doing it geographically like this It's perfect.
A loss tonight doesn't mean anything for FC Naples yet. Malessi. Trying to elude a defender. He does. The left foot, trying to pick it all the way across to the right. Tunbridge gave it back. Malessi. See if Miami holds possession. They do.
Good tackle. Oof.
Ball got there first, and Jai, though, is going to be booked. It's a second harsh infraction here this half. 4 minutes apart.
He gets the ball, but look how high his cleats come. I mean, he follows through. And in modern day football, you can't do that. 10 years ago, it's not a problem. The right foot follows through towards the knee of Gay. And that is extremely dangerous. And that's why the referee gave him the yellow card. Not because he got all ball with his left foot. It's he followed through with the right foot that almost took out the knee of the right back Gay.
Decent amount of venom there. So that's another booking.
Cobra-like venom.
Knutson and Jai both playing on caution now the rest of this match.
Oh, lovely touch.
Oh, nearly given away. Garcia flips this thing over to Farron. Out wide to the left. Farron trying to elude. Jai, fine play defending. Pins this back to Tulu. He was put in a vulnerable spot.
Again, Naples look to be quicker on the ball, quicker to the 50-50s. They seem to want it more right now.
Played through Tulu. Good positioning and room. Almost caught in no man's land. He didn't know if he should come or go. Fortunate to pounce on it.
But look at the body language, David. I mean, they're just swarming like packs of dogs. Incredible intensity by FC Naples.
Miami scored first in the 9th minute. Then goals in the 15th and 17th minute gave them a ton of separation. FC Naples clawing one back, but they haven't had any other moments to be satisfied with a first half that was rather disastrous.
Oh, beautiful.
It up for Garcia. Gonna wait for it to come down. Plays this ball through. The turn, Correas. O'Connor. Pretty decent elevation that ball, and a good way for Bachstein to put it on target.
Again, it was the same sort of delivery that got the first goal, except from the other side. Miami really have to get up on the person that's about to pass the ball. You have to try to stop the service. You're putting too much pressure on your center backs. Stop the service, stop the cross.
Should trademark that.
You know what? That's a heck of an idea.
Yeah.
What was the baseball term you spoke about before the broadcast? Show and go?
Show and go?
Show and go.
Yeah. Delightful lingo for players and teams that are exhausted. They want to wrap up their road trip without any batting practice and full warm-ups. Just get on the diamond, stretch, and then play ball.
Now, if you're Miami, you don't want to commit too many players forward. Remember, you have a 2-goal cushion. You can't afford a counter-attack. Just 4 shits to pick out from here.
Lofted through Locadia. He's got it. Jurgen Locadia getting himself on the board, and Miami pushes their lead back up to 3. It's 4-1.
Musto was a beauty of a cross. It was so teasing. It invited Delgado out, and Delgado couldn't get there. And there's the big man, Lucadia. Nobody on him before he can get to it. And he does everything right just to nod it into an empty net. But it all started with Musto's delivery.
And now everyone get in the middle of this, exchanging some unpleasantries. Lucadia. Don't know what sparked this. But no reason, if you are FC Naples, to get yourself in any more hot water.
Looks like the substitute, Hudson
Gay.
He just came on and took exception to the celebration, maybe. But he's still smiling.
Just entered the match.
Looks like it was Lucadia who instigated it. He was the one that went to Hudson.
Pretty tight grip there by Hudson Gay.
Vice, tight grip. I tell you what though, that takes a lot of wind.
Wow, they both got red. Ellis Osmanovic not playing any games here. It's a pretty good trade-off if you're FC Naples. You lose Hudson Gay, but you also get Jurgen Lucadia off the pitch, and now neither player will be available for their third round match.
But he feels so hard done because Gay was not the one that instigated it. Lucadia came across. Gay reacted, of course, to the aggression from Lucadia, and look at how disappointed he is. He just came on. He's in tears. It was an opportunity for him to perform tonight. And Lucadia, who just got his goal, took exception, I believe, to maybe Gay's contact with him when he had the ball into the open net. And now they're going to switch to a 4-4-1 Miami just to try to nurse this 3-goal lead. But I was about to say before the red cards, David, that was a punch in the gut. And now it's a 3-goal cushion again. And now Naples are down to 10 players. Both teams down to 10 players, of course. But back down to 3 again for Naples has to be a backbreaker.
I don't recall ever seeing 2 players get red after a goal being scored.
No, neither have I. That was a heck of a celebration, huh?
I guess. Hopefully it was worth it. Hudson Gay saw all of about 3 or 4 minutes.
Interesting to see Naples formation. I mean, they're 4-4-1. Naples still has their 3 forwards.
And this will go to FC Naples.
Maybe they play a 4-2-3, Naples.
I don't think it'll matter.
No, but they're going to have to stay aggressive just to give themselves a chance.
Well, Jurgen Lucadia picked up red before he did that. He scored, pushing the lead up to 4-1, the 32-year-old from Curacao.
And he was just playing himself back into fitness.
Garcia on the corner here for FC Naples. 10 men on the pitch for both sides. Garcia, good loft to it. The header was missed, but plenty of traffic in front of the keeper. And
well, understandably, after all the off-the-ball altercations in which NJ got a yellow card with a tackle, and then he had an altercation, I think, with Garcia, and now the referee, understandably, after the 2 red cards, is going to call this match very, very tight going forward.
Back to Delgado. USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Galazzo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Hear a decent amount of chirping from the FC Naples bench. Trying to put a dent into this deficit. No such luck. Miami trying to push their all-time series record to 2-0 against FC Naples. They won last year 3-2. And they're well on their way here tonight. 4 goals. 3 in the first half, and Jurgen Locadia added 1 more here, half number 2. Conclusion of this match, we'll have our Cricket Wireless Man of the Match.
Did you say cricket?
I did. They're a sponsor. O'Connor, good ball, out wide, that shot, ooh, it ate up Tulu, ate him right up.
Again, Naples just slicing right through Miami's midfield with 2 passes. This Miami midfield is either tired or they're a little disjointed at this point. It was Torres coming right through the middle, and Tulu took it right in the midsection too.
Dongo will check in. Diallo will depart.
And Dongo is coming on for counter-attack reasons. He is so fast, the Cameroon forward, that any room that he has, they can put the ball ahead of him, he can run behind the defenders and get onto the ball.
Check the status on Tulu because he is getting up and trying to feel better about himself, but I promise you he's not feeling great at the moment.
You think it knocked the self-esteem out of him?
Knocked something out of him. He's only hoping it comes back. Tunbridge. With wide open space, 10 men on the pitch. And that should be a booking. And now it's just going to be a common foul. Bit surprised by that.
Well, he's so long and he has such good ball control that if the ball is in the vicinity, his legs and his reach is so much more than the defender. And that was Sinceros, who was round-footed, and he was danced around like a woman on the dance floor.
Yeah, just a common foul for Julian Cisneros. And now Miami talking it over. What do they want to do here?
No Locadia to pick out, but it has to be Musto again. His delivery was so good for the last free kick. Not the exact position, but same sort of angle. It really needs to be Musto here.
Well, still thought about going for goal. O'Connor was the one that knifed it away, and now it'll be a corner. Second crack at it this time, right-hand side. Lobbied up, and Romero and Miami will just hold possession. Tunbridge serving it up, left-hand side, there's Tulu, and he missed it.
You knew there was going to be fireworks when Tunbridge had all that time on the right-hand side to pick out a cross.
A couple of changes here for FC Tulsa, or excuse me, FC Naples, I beg your pardon.
I think because of the 3-goal disadvantage, taking Garcia off, understanding this Naples team has a game on the weekend.
Taylor Gray comes in, Raul Miglietti also checking in. That's the element that both skippers have to worry about. Training staffs, the head coaches worry about not only what's in front of them, but also what's on the horizon.
Yeah, those fresh legs.
Gray, it's the left-hand side, and on the retrieval. O'Connor. Pushed over. Some open space here. That shot going for a goal again. Bachstein, he acknowledges it. Needed a better effort from him.
It's almost like they get disinterested defending Miami sometimes. I mean, they have everyone back behind the ball, and somehow Naples just picks out a pass right down the middle, and they get a shot on top of the box. That's unheard of when defending a 3-goal lead. It has to be more compact. You have to be more aware of the dark blue shirts. Gainbridge is just having fun.
Toying with everybody for FC Naples. Shots right now 13-10 in favor of FC Naples. Miami with 4 goals. Their expected goals for tonight is only 1.13. Strange.
There was a huge drop-off after the 3-0 advantage, that they weren't getting behind the Naples defense, nor were they getting the ball on top of the box or in the box, until, of course, that set-piece goal in which Lucadia converted.
Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Maneuvered around, and Miami just holding possession right now. They did a lot of that in the first half. Have an advantage there at 57% to 43. They've been the better team tonight, more talent, and they are deserving of what they have, which is always important to note, especially because this game can be so maddening at times.
And also playing in front of your fans. They come out in a midweek to come and see you play on a Wednesday night. You put on a show like this. I mean, it starts to bleed into the weekend, not only on the field, but off the field. And Coach Gaston is going to have to start really enjoying this lead, because before the match, we confronted him about the lack of goals, but he did say there were enough chances being created per match for him to be okay. They're just not finishing the chances. But tonight, they finished those chances because they were continuing to create those chances. And that was a real barometer of a soccer team.
'68th minute. 1 goal scored in this half, Jurgen Locadia. And then he was escorted off the pitch along with Hudson Gay for physicality after the goal was scored.
I mean, what can go through Locadia's mind for him to believe he can confront Gay after he just scored? I mean, there must have been some sort of confrontation leading up to that for him to maybe break free. There was a shirt being grabbed or something said.
Room gets himself in a little bit of hot water and then has some contact, but no harm, no foul, as Miglietti was the one that was in his grill. Yeah, something had to have been said. There was nothing physical in the goal that was scored by Locadia.
Yeah. Oh, did he break it? Offside. Have you ever been to a Halloween costume in a referee's uniform?
Never.
I think I'm thinking about it in 2026.
What provoked you to ask that?
I saw the linesman over there on the far side, and I saw his getup, his uniform, and I just thought it might be a good, costume.
Things we discussed during the Prinx Tires USL Cup.
There are no boundaries, David. None.
No limits.
None. These Prinx tires can take you anywhere.
That's right. Towards the right-hand side. Bachstein couldn't do anything with it. Miami just trying to run away.
So yes, Malaysia did a good job defensively. But why the cross, David? Why was there room to pick out a pass at the back post, putting so much pressure on Melisi? When you're nursing or defending a 3-goal lead, everybody has to stay compact in the middle and get right up on that person who's trying to pass the ball. It just seems that this Miami team sort of goes to sleep at the wheel when they're up.
Preston Kilwin will come into the contest. Dalton Knutson will depart.
Knutson was on a yellow card from the first half after taking out Garcia. And I believe that's the reason why he came off.
Kilwin last year spent some time with Tacoma FC. Does have USL Championship experience with New York Red Bulls and Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Charleston Battery. So he's been around the block.
Some good teams you just call out there.
Pretty nice.
Some pedigree.
The weather, the environment, nothing like Miami.
No, we have that breeze, offshore breeze coming through. This time of the year especially, it's not muggy and still.
Not yet.
Not yet. I know you're counting on the minutes, David.
Oh.
So am I.
Power on the AC.
Well, this Naples team, 20 minutes to go, down by 3. I have to say, just trying to find some continuity on the ball, trying to find some rhythm. I think they've done a great job when they went down 3-0 and it came to 3-1. They looked so good after then conceding the header by Lucadia to go back down by 3 goals. They were looking so good in midfield.
Gerald Diaz there, our lead official, Elvis Osmanovic, having a quick conversation with him. Yeah, the air got taken out of the sails for FC Naples once they conceded that goal to Lucadia.
And the last thing you want if you're in Naples is for the wind to be out of your sails.
Connor here on the free kick. 10 players on each side after the red card's delivered. Now we'll have another change for Matt Poland. Tristan Rose will check in. Cisneros' night is over with. Here's O'Connor. Works short and quickly. The chip to the right-hand side, not well delivered. Pretty good concept by FC Naples.
Yeah, something drawn out of the backyard. Again, Melisi doing a great job tracking his player, getting right in front of it, snuffing out the danger. But you have to love the inventiveness.
Yes, Dom Taylor running. We need CMD actions.
Thrusted forward to the right-hand side. Some jostling between a couple combatants as Melisi tied up there with Taylor Gray.
Well, he's done everything right so far, Coach Gaston. Understood that this Naples team is dangerous out wide. Miami, for the first 20 minutes, took the game right out of Naples' hands to make sure that things will go their way. And Coach Poland has been on the back foot and now on the front foot, but they got on the front foot after being down 3 goals. Got within 2, and now here's this Miami team again possessing the ball. Again, all ball handlers, as Coach Gaston likes. Remember, this was his first off-season as coach of Miami, so he gets to pick his players to carry out his theory.
Yeah, last year he had a lot of players that were brought up from USL League One. Also some foreign players from Argentina.
Yeah.
Nothing was easy for him. But a full off season to make some tweaks. get better educated by the league.
And get his players to buy into what he's doing. Oh,
good ball here at the top of the box. Tunbridge, who gave it up. Diaz. See what develops here for Miami. Looking to put another mark across it. Gilween pinched up on it.
and now they're so confident. Look at the body language by Miami. I keep wanting to say Napoli. They have that Napoli uniform. That's so impressive.
Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. This will be a corner kick for Miami. Pretty ambitious look there, but Yoder able to get in front.
I think for Miami here, with no Locadia on the pitch, I think you really want to try and get your centre-back some goals. I mean, Knutson is off. Get Tulu up there. He's making his way towards the 18-yard box. 18-yard, sorry, the penalty spot. You really want to get some goals from your centre-backs. Kilwine is there.
Romero, good hesitation. He'll go for goal. Oh, it grabs some woodwork. Ever so close.
Well, if you remember in the first half, he had a left-footed drive that hit the post, in which Rocha tied it up. This time, a left-footed drive just past that first post. Just shows that Romero is two-footed, which is such a dangerous tool to have.
Snake bit a couple times tonight, but not for lack of effort. Romero, who's played well. Yeah, his shot in the first half that went off the right bar, and Jai was able to clean it up and put it in.
That's what it was.
Touch and go passing here for Miami. Romero lost it for a minute. Gray trying to seize a chance. That ball wiped away at the last second. Gray trying to collect. Miami holding serve.
Staying compact, staying disciplined, Miami. This Naples team, though, give them credit. They keep trying. And Tunbridge wins a free kick, which I think can really frustrate the defenders, as looks like he ran into traffic and he had nowhere to go. And just sort of threw himself to the ground and won the free kick.
Another change coming up here. Looks like William Valencia is going to come in. So if you're Matt Pullen, you have pretty much emptied the bench, and for good reason. Not only are you down 3 goals, but you play in a few days from now. So can't really afford to run your guys out for a full 90 or even close to it.
Yeah, I mean, the guys who you're looking forward to get back on the field on Saturday or Sunday, you take them out, especially the ones who have so much mileage on them in the early part of the season. Well, I'll tell you what, they've been chirping all night long, David, on that sideline. The Naples coaching staff, looks like they just got cautioned.
More yellows being dished out. So we've had reds tonight, and a few yellows. Hudson Gay, Jurgen Locadia, each seeing red for their physical altercation. Pretty decent contact, then Elvis Osmanovic blows the play dead. He's asking for the medical staff to come out. There was a collision there in the middle of the pitch. But Valencia back to his feet. It didn't look like there was any contact with the head area. And our center referee was indicating that to the trainers. I don't know what he saw.
Yeah, it looks like the player Valencia was tucking his head down in between his hands, but he was actually clutching one of his fingers. And I think being in that awkward, I believe when Romero went over him, he may have clipped his top of his head, and that's why the referee called it back.
Well, both teams will close up shop after tonight and get back to regular work. And even with a loss here tonight for FC Naples, not the end of the world, but for Miami FC, 2 victories in 2 matches in the Prinx Tires USL Cup. Serves them well. It'll give them 6 points. And doing that in regulation, always great. We'll throw this in.
The good news for Miami, though, they are going to host Brooklyn on the weekend. So they don't have to travel anywhere. They have that feel-good feeling right now. Stay home and wait for the next team to come in. Tell you what, I would not want to be Brooklyn coming into Pitbull Stadium on Saturday.
Miami has scored 5 goals in the last 2 matches, at least for now. So after a rather ho-hum performance against Phoenix Rising, a 3-0 defeat. And for FC Naples, a little bit different of a case for them. Bad ball here and a takeaway for Miami. Can't watch the match? We'll turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. FC Naples played to a 1-1 draw with Portland back on April the 19th. That looks like an illegal touch. That's exactly the case.
Backstein is complaining that he was being pulled from behind by Kilwine. And that's why the reason his hand was in an awkward position.
Tunbridge will depart. He played well tonight, scored a goal. But even if he did not score, he had an impact in this team.
He gives them soul. He gives them pizzazz. He gives them confidence in the last third. And his coach absolutely appreciates that.
Yeah, 2 changes here. Alejandro Felipe Garcia. Santiago Garcia also comes in. And now what's going on here?
Correction from the fourth official, line substitution. Alex, 21, Alessandro Milesi. 27, Matthew Ndogo.
All this for a substitution.
No pressure at all on Alejandro Felipe Garcia.
Jeez.
Game has literally stopped for him to come in.
While we wait, eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship side. eFootball is free to play. Download it now. This is all stemming from a player substitution. Nearing the 90th minute in a 4-1 drubbing. And now it's coming to a halt.
Looks like Garcia is going to make his debut. Entrance, sorry. What a chance for this young man to come onto the pitch on a Wednesday night, play professional soccer in front of the home fans. And not much pressure either. You have 4 goals to 1. You have time, you have another 5 minutes with time added on. Just get a chance to feel the pace of the game.
It's a large gap between two teams from opposite leagues this evening. And so Gaston-Madoni has the runway now to bring in some reserves.
Gonna say this though, Naples really did show up for long stretches of time. From the 20th minute all the way to the 10th minute in the second half. So I would say that stretch of time, they really put pressure on Miami. Did a great job, but Miami was just so good in the final third.
Yeah, 3 goals.
In the first 20 minutes, I know. It's so hard to keep up that moment, that energy, and that excitement.
Yeah, Roach in the 9th minute, then Tunbridge in the 15th, and Jai in the 17th, and now a yellow card here. Got a yellow that's being delivered in Ndongo.
Well, Ndongo just came on, and being the forward in modern day football, you have to set the tone. He did get a piece of the ball, but he went right through the defender. Gets a yellow card in Ndongo.
Hasn't been any kind of offense here in the second half for FC Naples. They've been rather lifeless when it comes to offensive punch. They have 3 shots in the half.
Yoda, Mastro Antonio, all of them.
Ball airlifted in, bouncing around. That thing never had a chance. That's going to go right back to Miami. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship, from the grassroots to the pros. Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
Josh, come on, we got to step back. Hey, run. Yep, run. Good.
Good ball.
Room will just chew up some more clock.
If you're Miami now, you seem to be still going for the jugular, but you really want, which Coach Gaston would want, is them to hold some possession, get the new players who just came on, let them get a feel for the ball, everyone find their shape again. Coaches always want the mandatory things to be completed. Having your shape, staying in rhythm, connecting, keeping the lines close, staying compact defensively. And it doesn't matter the score of the game.
Gray, tightrope walking, who gave it up. This is all cosmetic from here. First match of the Prinx Tires USL Cup for FC Naples. So they'll fall to 0-1. Miami FC will improve to 2-0 and grab 6 points out of a possible 6. We'll have our Cricket Wireless man of the match coming up after this match. After we're done with that, we'll go into full-time highlights and stats. And close up shop here from Pitbull Stadium. Miami will be back to work on Saturday against Brooklyn.
My vote for man of the match is Tunbridge.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, what's your vote?
I don't know. Still up in the air. Of course, you are the only one that gets to vote. Your vote matters. So 6 minutes of added time. Bit surprising, but given the substitutions,
yep,
and the physicality with the 2 red cards that were delivered, Gray jitterbugging around, tries to play that through and cannot.
Oh, good tackle.
Miami will play again on Saturday night against Brooklyn. Kickoff time is at 7 o'clock Eastern.
So we had Rocha for the first, Tunbridge for the second, Njai for the third, Lucadia for the fourth.
That's correct. That's accurate.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of man of the match. I'm really, Romero with an assist, Musto with an assist, Lucadia with a goal and an assist.
In a blowout.
And a red card.
And a red card.
I guess that takes him out to be player of the match.
You know, if this is another sport, like let's say hockey, it'd be a Gordie Howe hat trick.
What is that?
Gordie Howe hat trick?
Yeah.
Goal and an assist in a fighting major.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, maybe we should give it like I'll give it like a soccer name then. I'll give it like the, this is a German midfielder, Lothar Matthäus hat trick.
I don't know. My favorite's always been Zinedine Zidane.
Oh, that's a good name. Zinedine Zidane.
Infamous for his final act as a headbutt.
Yes. Well said. All right, we'll go with the Zidane hat trick.
Oh, man. Well earned.
Yes. A goal, an assist, and a red card.
And a red card. Not 2 yells, just straight red.
Straight red. You'll have a meeting with the officials and the USL board.
It happens.
Absolutely. I mean, it's so easy for people in the stands or on a broadcast to see it different, but when you are in the heat of things, in the heat of battle, I shouldn't say battle, in the heat of the game, you think differently. You react differently compared to a referee or a linesman. And that's why referees need to have a certain level of patience for the players. I'm not saying that it was a wrong call. I'm just saying in general. And this man needs to have a lot of patience after going down 3 goals in the first 20 minutes. And that's a look of death right there.
And it's challenging for our lead official because what happened between Gay and Locadia was quick. It wasn't like something that built up over time. It was...
Locadia went right across.
Yeah, blink of an eye. So there's no way to possibly police a match when something was instant like that. And to his credit, our center referee was decisive with the ruling.
Elvis Osmanovic.
Gray. Gave it up, left-hand side. That header was not connected, but loose change and a great block by Njai. Able to get in front of that attempt.
Well, the players can feel the end is coming, so concentration has lapsed just a little bit for Miami again defensively. Naples trying to get 1 more goal just to take into practice on Friday. Of course, they have to travel back tonight or tomorrow morning, so no practice tomorrow.
Definitely heading back tonight.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, it's not a long drive.
595 straight across.
Yeah.
Alligator Alley.
Alligator Alley.
You know, I drove through Alligator Alley last month.
First time I ever visited Florida as an adult. I drove through Alligator Alley in this.
What time? What time?
It was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Easy peasy.
No, and I was in a rental. It was like a Toyota or a Honda Civic, and it started dumping so hard that I had to pull over because my windshield wipers could not push the water from side to side.
That sounds like an Alligator Alley story.
I had zero visibility.
Yeah.
There was 18 wheelers going westbound and eastbound. I had no chance to drive through that. Speaking of driving through that, almost got past Delgado. It was a decent look there for Garcia. Can't mess around though with Alligator Alley.
So you had the windshield wipers, couldn't get the water off.
No.
And you had roughly 2,000 alligators ready to eat you alive, just about, about 100 feet from you.
Hey, I'm 6'1", 220. I could put up as much as I can take, so wouldn't mind having a little alligator meat before I met my demise.
That's so macho, it's not even funny.
It is, but you know what?
Macho.
Pride comes before the fall, my friend. Welcome to Florida.
I could just see, you cut your beard like chops.
Yeah.
You have the big gold chain with the flower shirt.
Could do that.
Button down. That's so macho.
All right.
Yeah.
Trading in my board shorts from California to the look of Florida, right?
Yeah. What time of the year was it?
It was in the summer.
Oof.
Yeah, it was in the summer. Unforgiving.
Cats and dogs raining
oh yeah.
from the clouds.
Hurricane season. This one lofted in.
And people don't realize the afternoon storms could be worse than a hurricane.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Last year we had a couple, or 2 years ago we had some hellacious hurricanes and then the tornadoes as well. Speaking of the storm has quickly left South Florida as Miami FC in a boat race runs right over FC Naples, and they win this thing running away by a final score of 4-1 as we reach full time here at Pitbull Stadium. And now time to take a look at our Cricket Wireless Man of the Match. Mr. Davis, who do we got?
It has to be Tunbridge. He's the guy, he's the honey for the bees. David, he gathers troops, he brings people towards him, and of course he can score worldies like this as well. Mason Tunbridge, the 25-year-old Englishman, take a bow. You are the Cricket Wireless Player of the Match.
Well, congratulations to Mason Tunbridge, finding his mark, adding to the offensive influence of Miami FC tonight in a 4-1 drubbing of FC Naples.
He gives them that confidence and pizzazz in the last third that really is contagious for everyone else, and it creates so much room for everyone else. It makes their game easy.
Well, we got our full-time highlights and stats right around the corner. Miami wins this thing 4-1.
Avianca is ready for takeoff. Miami FC brings extraordinary passion to every match, and we take it further, connecting the city to 80+ destinations across the Americas and Europe. Because chasing the extraordinary takes the right partner. Avianca, the sky belongs to all of us.
Dealing with pressure is never easy. But pressure is part of the game too. When everything is in your hands, become your own hero.
Back here at Pitbull Stadium, Ryan Davis, David Gascon. Prinx Tires USL Cup goes to Miami FC 4-1 over FC Naples. They're now 2-0 after taking care of business here in round 2. Full-time highlights in this thing, Ryan. It was not pretty for the road team.
People don't realize how much things carry over from one game to another. Miami has that feel-good feeling from the Jacksonville 1-0 win on Saturday. And it was Romero finding Rocha after some quick passing to get the wide midfielder outside, and a pinpoint cross for the informed striker for 1-0.
These highlights tonight brought to you by Avianca, and it was all for Miami here tonight. They were impressive from start to finish. Had a lot of jump, asked a lot of questions. Mason Tunbridge was one of them with a missile of a shot here.
Switching sides quickly, has Naples backpedaling, and Mason Tunbridge, you cannot back off of this man. You have to go to him. He's full of skill, full of tricks, and an Aaron Robin type finish to give us 2-0. Look what it means to his coach. Then from the corner kick, it was Romero who gathered. Remember, Romero just set up Rocha for the first goal. Back on his right foot, comes back on his left, drives it, hits the post, and it was Diallo to finish. Actually, it was NJ to make it 2-0.
Yeah,
3-0 rather.
Yeah, NJ getting on the board, and for Romero, it's twice tonight that he hit woodwork. To their credit, FC Naples did not get up. They got one back. Bachstein was on the right-hand side, getting the service all the way out, and put himself on the board and getting that pass room to make it 3-1.
All started with Garcia. He drew the crowd to him, allowed time for the cross to come in. Excellent header by the big number 9.
But that was all the offense tonight for FC Naples. Second half begins, and for Miami, they poured it on. Locadia on the header there.
Musto's delivery, pinpoint, and the big man from Curacao, who will be playing in the World Cup, heads into that empty net. Delgado has to take responsibility, but during the celebration, right after the celebration, Locadia went to Gay, and that's when the fight ensued.
And for Miami, 4-1 victors tonight. Shots you see fairly even, but on target, Miami, pretty good accuracy on that. 4 of the 5 shots, 80%.
Yeah,
do the quick math.
Naples' quality came in after they went down 3-0. They had a long stretch of time where they got back in the game, but Miami's ability to possess the ball and get the ball back in their favor is incredible by Coach Gaston and company.
Yeah, Brooklyn will be up next for Miami FC on Saturday night. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock Eastern. Miami improves their record down to 2-0 in Prinx Tires USL Cup action. FC Naples falls to 0-1. For my broadcast partner, Ryan Davis, I'm David Gascon. Hope you enjoyed this one. Miami wins it by a final 4-1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.